When talking about Adam Sandler, most people think of,
I am the smartest man alive! I hate cursive and I hate all of you! Oh my god, that is funny!
but with Uncut Gems, I saw, and I think other people started to see his potential as someone to be taken more seriously. So I decided to make a video talking about it. This is Adam Sandler, the acting underdog. Now you might say, what, seriously, underdog, are you crazy? But most people overlook Adam as someone who could do more serious roles. He has already put out some serious performances like Punch Drunk Love and the Meyerowitz Stories. Yet again, he's typecasted as the loud, angry comedy guy, and it's understandable. He's got 3 times as many comedy movies than dramas. Obviously, Uncut Gems is the best character work he's done. Yes, maybe it's still in his wheelhouse of a classic Sandler role, but he lets those areas like anger, being unliked, a loser, yelling, and an underdog. He amplifies them and brings them to life not as a caricature, but as the slimeball Howard is, the chaos his life entails and that he creates himself. Every time he gets a win, he doubles down and his eyes are too big for his stomach, and our eyes are glued to the screen waiting for him to finally win. He creates the character with a limp and a goatee, which I think fits the character perfectly. His costume couldn't be any better. He's someone who's materialistic, only trying to jump up a peg on the social ladder, always trying to scam his way to the top, not thinking about the negatives, but only the positives because he thinks he can't lose. He's also a very insecure character. It's why he gets upset with Julia, always picking at her, never okay with her out of sight. It's kind of the perfect representation of the unperfect person. Adam has a lot of similarities with his roles, but it's how he portrays them, how the character lets the emotion come out. He's like an onion, slowly peeling, revealing the range of the character over time.
I don't like myself sometimes.
All Adam's roles have these characteristics: anger, insecurity, yelling, and as an underdog. Like Hustler, Uncut Gems, the Meyerowitz Story, Happy Gilmore, Drunk Punch Love. Oh, wait, hold on. Did you just say Happy Gilmore? Yes, I did.
Oh god, I felt good!
It has the same elements: yelling, the anger, the insecurities, and he's a hockey player in a golf tournament, which is an underdog. He checks all the boxes again in Punch Drunk Love. It's the same thing: anger, check; loser, check; yelling, check; insecurity, check; scraping by, check, with a lot of anxiety. It all ties together as a classic Sandler role. Same thing with the Meyerowitz Story: anger, insecure about his younger brother having more money than him, making him the underdog of the family, a loser as the cool dad. Maybe Adam just resonates with these kinds of characters or finds them interesting, but all these characters are different. Why? It's how he portrays them, how he executes the performance, each character having one of these aspects, making it the theme of the character, and throughout the story making the characteristics the key aspect for the performance and overcoming them. Like Happy Gilmore, it's all about anger, and the same with anger management, but the character has to learn to overcome it. In Punch Drunk Love, it's a very insecure character and has to overcome his insecurity and stand his ground, which he does by flying all the way to confront Philip Seymour Hoffman. In Uncut Gems, it's being the loser and finally getting it right with the big winning bet at the end and the consequences that come along with it. In the Meyerowitz Stories, he overcomes with a new chapter of his life and his family comes together, making his character being okay and content with himself. In Hustle, it's again being the underdog and putting all his eggs into one basket with the basketball player, hoping, knowing he'll get over the hump of just being an on-the-road recruiter. Seeing his most recent movies, Uncut Gems and Hustle, it shows the untapped potential for range that Adam has, delving into more characteristic characters. You could even argue that Sandy Wexler is a character study. It's just different from Uncut Gems because it's a comedy, and comedies are always a hit or miss. But with the recent 2 performances, it wasn't just his classic Adam Sandler ridiculous comedy. It was more real. It had more substance. The struggle was there and his characters overcome their fears and doubts to become a better person on the other side, learning from their past mistakes. I think a lot of people doubt Adam due to his iconic comedies and his recent ones that are a hit or miss, but I think he's starting to change his image and venture outside his comfort zone, slowly morphing into a more well-rounded actor. We now know he can pull off these interesting and complex roles, but only time will tell what direction his career will take, and I'm excited to see what he does next. So next time you're watching a performance by him, really look at his performance. He's a much better actor than what people give him credit for. That's why Adam Sandler is currently the underdog of acting.